Some tanks win battles, a few tanks win wars, but only a handful ever change the way wars are fought forever. In this video, we're exploring the game-changing tank designs that redefined warfare. From the British Mark I that first crawled across no man's land, to the Soviet T-34 that turned the tide of World War II, to modern machines like the Abrams, Leopard 2, and Merkava that set new standards for survivability and firepower. These are the tanks that didn't just join history, they rewrote it. By the end, you'll see how each of these designs forced the world's armies to rethink how wars would be fought, and why their influence is still felt on battlefields today. The first giant, Mark II, the birth of the tank. The story begins in 1916, during World War I. The Western Front had become a graveyard of men and ideas. For 2 years, armies hurled themselves into trenches, barbed wire, and machine gun fire, and got nowhere. Generals needed something radical. The British answer was the Mark II, the world's first tank. A rhomboid steel monster, it looked like nothing anyone had seen before. Its tracks wrapped around the whole body, allowing it to crawl over trenches. Its sides bristled with machine guns and cannons. When it first appeared at the Battle of the Somme, German soldiers panicked. Some fled at the sight. Others fired desperately as the lumbering beasts crushed wire and rolled straight over trenches. The Mark I wasn't perfect. It was slow, hot, and broke down constantly. But it changed everything. Warfare would never again belong only to infantry and cavalry. The age of the tank had begun. The Soviet T-34, the tank that saved a nation. Fast forward to 1941. Nazi Germany invades the Soviet Union with the most powerful army in the world. German tanks dominate the battlefield until they meet something unexpected. The T-34 rolled into combat and stunned the Wehrmacht. Its sloped armor deflected shells. Its wide tracks glided through mud and snow where German panzers sank. It carried a gun strong enough to punch back. German generals admitted the T-34 was the best tank in the world. For Soviet soldiers, it was more than a machine. It was salvation. Crews loved its simplicity. If it broke, they could fix it in the field. Factories churned out thousands, overwhelming Germany with sheer numbers. One Soviet veteran said, "The T-34 was our comrade. It fought with us, and it never abandoned us." The design of the T-34 changed warfare by proving the formula: mobility, firepower, and armor in balance. Every tank built since has followed that lesson. The German Tiger Sherman, the tank that redefined fear. If the T-34 was about balance, the Tiger I was about terror. Introduced in 1942, it was massive, weighing over 50 tons, with armor thick enough to shrug off most Allied shells. Its 88mm gun could destroy enemies before they were even close. Veterans on both sides remember the psychological effect. Allied crews dreaded hearing "Tiger" on the radio. Entire offensives stalled because one Tiger blocked the road. Though mechanically unreliable and expensive, the Tiger changed warfare by introducing the idea that a single tank could dominate the battlefield through fear as much as firepower. Even today, the silhouette of the Tiger is iconic, a reminder that design can shape psychology as much as tactics. The American Sherman, war by numbers. While the Tiger terrified and the T-34 balanced, the Americans unleashed something different: the M4 Sherman. By itself, the Sherman wasn't revolutionary. Its armor was thin compared to German heavies. Its gun was modest. But its design allowed it to be mass-produced, shipped anywhere, and adapted for dozens of roles. That adaptability, flamethrowers, rocket launchers, amphibious Shermans, made it the most versatile tank of World War II. More importantly, its numbers flooded Europe. For every Tiger, there were 10 Shermans. The Sherman's game-changing design wasn't about being the best. It was about being good enough, everywhere, all the time. It redefined warfare by proving quantity has a quality all its own. The Centurion, the tank that bridged generations. After World War II, tank design shifted again. The British Centurion arrived too late for the war, but it became one of the most successful designs in history. Why? Because it was endlessly upgradable. Its design allowed new guns, stronger armor, and better engines to be added for decades. From Korea to the Middle East, Centurions fought and won in the hands of British, Israeli, and other crews. The Centurion redefined warfare, not with one battle, but with endurance. It showed that a good design wasn't just a machine, it was a platform that could evolve as war changed. The Soviet T-72, the export powerhouse. In the Cold War, the Soviet Union created the T-72, a tank designed to be built fast, shipped worldwide, and operated by allies. It wasn't as advanced as Western tanks, but it was rugged, simple, and cheap enough to appear in dozens of armies. Its game-changing role was strategic. For NATO, the fear wasn't facing one T-72. It was facing thousands pouring across Europe in a Soviet offensive. The T-72 redefined warfare by becoming a weapon of global influence, spreading Soviet power to allies, and changing how NATO prepared its defenses. The M1 Abrams, king of the desert. By the 1980s, the United States introduced a design that would dominate the modern era, the M1 Abrams. Equipped with composite armor, advanced targeting, and a gas turbine engine, it was unlike anything before. In the 1991 Gulf War, Abrams tanks destroyed hundreds of Iraqi vehicles, while taking almost no losses. Enemy crews abandoned their tanks at the mere sight of Abrams formations. Its game-changing feature wasn't just technology, it was trust. Crews knew the Abrams would protect them. Enemies knew it was unstoppable. That reputation reshaped armored warfare, proving that crew survivability and overwhelming firepower could coexist. The Leopard 2, NATO's spearhead. Germany re-entered the tank race with the Leopard 2. It combined speed, firepower, and precision. Crews praised its accuracy, hitting moving targets at long ranges. For NATO allies, the Leopard 2 became the standard, a tank so reliable and effective that dozens of countries adopted it. Its influence changed warfare by creating not just a tank, but a shared backbone for Western armored forces. The Leopard's design proved that alliances could revolve around a single machine, redefining how collective defense was built. The Merkava, redefining survival. In Israel, tank design took a unique path. The Merkava put crew survival above all else. Its engine was moved to the front, creating extra protection. It had space to evacuate wounded soldiers. Every feature was about bringing crews home alive. This was revolutionary. Most tanks were built as weapons first. The Merkava was built as a shield. Israeli veterans describe it as family. Not just a machine of war, but a guardian. Its design redefined warfare by showing that protecting soldiers was as important as destroying enemies. That philosophy influenced tank designers worldwide. The Challenger 2, precision and resilience. Britain's Challenger 2 may not be as famous as the Abrams or Leopard, but it carries a record that makes it game-changing. It is one of the only modern tanks with virtually no combat losses against enemy fire. Its accuracy is legendary. In Iraq, a Challenger 2 achieved the longest recorded tank-on-tank kill, destroying an enemy vehicle over 3 miles away. The Challenger 2 redefined expectations. Not only could a tank be nearly invulnerable, it could also strike with sniper-like precision. The K2 Black Panther. The future arrives today. South Korea's K2 Black Panther represents the cutting edge. It's fast, automated, capable of kneeling on its suspension for better aim, and even fording rivers underwater. Though untested in large wars, its design is already game-changing. A glimpse into the future where tanks are as much about electronics, automation, and digital systems as steel and shells. It redefines warfare by showing that the tank is far from obsolete. Instead, it's evolving into something smarter, faster, and deadlier. The legacy of game changers. Across a century of warfare, a handful of tanks truly changed the game. The Mark I ended trench warfare. The T-34 proved balance wins wars. The Tiger showed fear can be a weapon. The Sherman made mass production decisive. The Centurion set the standard for adaptability. The T-72 spread power across the globe. The Abrams redefined modern dominance. The Leopard 2 unified NATO. The Merkava made crew survival paramount. The Challenger 2 perfected precision. The K2 Black Panther points to the future. Each design forced armies to rethink tactics, strategies, and even the meaning of survival. And that's the lesson. Tanks are more than weapons. The true game changers are those that redefine the very rules of war.